there is a medium society in your belief?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's expanding very rapidly as well, driven by the overall growth in the economy. Obviously, GDP growth has been above 7% for several years now. It looks as though it may not be that high in 2008, but definitely the economy has expanded rapidly. There's been huge foreign direct investment in 2006, 2007, and that's going to continue into 2008. Then you've got the grants which are going to be available from the EU. And all of that is driving higher incomes, higher disposable income, and to date anyway, higher spend on telecommunication services. And I think that as part of that overall macroeconomic development, there's no doubt that there is, I don't know whether you would call it a middle class or not, but certainly there is an expanding number of people who have much higher disposable income.
How do you appreciate Orange development in the first year of Romanian adhesion to the EU? There is some strategic changes, or is the same place or the same attitude of the clients?
I think that entry into the EU produced quite a significant economic boost to the economy as a whole, and there was a general kind of feel-good factor which I think a lot of people felt in terms of Romania becoming part of the European community. And that led to significant expansion in consumer spending and expansion in usage of mobile telecommunications. Now, that didn't necessarily translate into higher average revenue per user because the prices were falling as well, so one thing was compensating for the other. But nevertheless, it led to our ARPU at the end of 2007 being basically the same as our ARPU at the beginning, around about 10.9 euros. And I think that's pretty impressive given the fact that we added 1.7 million customers in between. And, you know, the accepted thinking is that as you push further into, in terms of penetration into rural areas where disposable income is lower, theoretically you should be getting lower average revenue per user, but actually we've seen it remaining steady. So I think that's one indication of the fact that the EU in 2007 did give a big boost to the Romanian economy. Moving forwards, in 2008, obviously there's some significant macroeconomic challenges which the country is facing. There's the big current account deficit, the interest rate is rising, a lot of debt is denominated in foreign currency, and the RON has been depreciating against the euro until this week anyway. And I think that is going to hit people's pockets and potentially lead to lower spending on a number of different goods and services, and you know, telecommunications could be one of them. We'll have to see, but certainly that's another challenge which we face in 2008, which I don't think was a problem in 2007.
How did the regulatory condition affect Orange operation in Romania? This is not very good subject for any operators.
I think obviously all of the main European legislation relating to telecommunications had already been enacted before Romania went into the EU. That was not an issue with regard to when the European Commission was reviewing the state of readiness of the economy. That was not an issue because it had all been done. And in terms of the regulation with respect to termination rates, obviously that was to a large degree settled in 2006. So I don't think that the industry has faced too many regulatory challenges on a domestic basis during 2007. I think that the bigger impact was obviously the European Commission initiative to reduce roaming rates, so that there's a cap on both wholesale and retail rates now. And so that has hit revenues in 2007 and will continue to do so in 2008, but we hope that with lower fees that the take-up of roaming will increase and we'll see elasticity of demand, and that eventually will get back to the levels of usage which we had before. sorry, of revenues which we had before.